Prisoners suspected in the taking out of an 11-year-old girl and her twin 19-year-old brothers in a community in Montego Bay, St. James, Irwin Heights to be exact. The mother is left devastated as the police carry out their investigation. Hi again and welcome. This is Links007 TV. Let's talk, and this is our comprehensive report on this story. We'll be right back after this short break with the full details to come. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is Links007 TV. Let's talk. We have a real serious problem in our country, because when we see what is going on in our country is a real cause for concern when we look how people's life are just being snuffed out in uncalled for circumstances, and to see that the weapon of choice right now said to be the firearm, and this has been turned on old people, young people, and even children are not being spared, based on what we're about to bring to you right now, right here on Links007 TV. If it's the first time you're watching, please remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell and click on all so you're always updated with our latest report. So the situation in Irwin Heights seems to be more alarming after the police is reporting that a prisoner is in the suspect of a triple murder that took place in the community on Wednesday. In this incident, an 11-year-old girl and her twin 19-year-old brothers all lost their life in a brazen attack that took place in Irwin Heights, St. James on Wednesday evening. This happened just a few minutes after the mother left them at that residence. And now we're about to provide you with the latest we have in relation to this story. But we here at Links007 TV just want to take this opportunity at this current moment just to express our sincere condolences to the family and friends of all three victims in this daring attack. I know it's going to be a difficult time for them, and I know it's a difficult time for the community as well, based on the revelation that came out this week in relation to this matter. So let me update you with the latest I have in relation to this story. So the police are actually stating that three suspects in the brutal slaying of an 11-year-old girl and her 19-year-old twin brothers in Irwin Heights, St. James on a Wednesday evening is a man who is in custody. So this is what the police is reporting, that this incident was actually orchestrated by someone that was behind bar. This is what the police have to say, and this is Clifford Chambers. So Clifford Chambers told reporters that we are not saying he is involved, but there are strong indications that he might be involved or can assist the police in relation to this matter. Chambers, who is head of the Area 1 Police Division, also stated that two other suspects were being sought in relation to this incident. It was quick, precise action by the police that led to the arrest of two of these individuals, Chambers said. So the other two suspects are said to be in custody right now. Peter Gay Cook and her twin brothers, Javan and Giovanni Stewart, were shot dead by a gunman who stormed the family house while their mother, Denise Kelly, was at a nearby house getting food for her dogs. The police report that 16 spent shells were recovered from the scene, and this just goes to show you the daring guns that fired at this location. So on Friday, Assistant Commissioner of Police Mr. Chambers explained that the police probe indicated that the gun attack was gang related, and this is what the police are theorizing might have led to the taking out of these three individuals at that residence in Irwin Heights, St. James. He said that one of the brothers were recently assaulted by members of a gang in the community after he resisted their attempt to recruit him. In January of this year, 16-year-old Chris J. Thompson was taken out as he was walking to a shop in Irwin Heights. So Irwin Heights is a community said to be located on the outskirts of Montego Bay, St. James. And this is a community that has been plagued by violence for some time now. And as the police try to put the missing pieces of the puzzle together, one have to wonder, when will this community come to some level of normalcy based on what has transpired over the many years that I've been covering report on this era. But it's very sad to see how these individuals lost their life, especially the 11-year-old girl as well. She was such a young and promising girl, and her life taken so innocently. And to make matters worse, the situation is more compelling in order that this individual, who was said to be a brother of the 11-year-old girl, he wanted to be recruited by the gang, and despite their attempts, he refused, and this was why he was actually taken out. Now it just goes to show you how these individuals can be so cold and heartless, because this individual wanted to live a life of right, doing the good things, and they decided that if he wasn't being involved in the criminal activities that they are engaging, then his life on this earth should be an end, which is very unfortunate. So the police are trying to establish if the taking out is linked to Wednesday evening murders, as Thompson was a cousin of the murdered siblings. So the individual that was taken out back in January, this is 16-year-old Chris J. Thompson, was actually the cousin of these individuals as well. So now you're seeing the connection between this incident. So according to the police, Wednesday's murder were committed shortly after Kelly, and that's the mother, left the house around 7 p.m. when she heard several loud explosions sounding like gunshot. She rushed back to the house only to saw her 3 children in the bedroom suffering from what appears to be multiple gunshot wounds. As I said before, the police have stated that they have recovered 16 spent shells from the scene, which goes to show you the bizarre gunfire that took place at that location. So the grandmother of the victims was actually at the location when this unfortunate situation occurred, and she was retrieved by her daughter, who then called the police. So on the arrival of the police, they saw 3 bodies with bullets inside a bedroom. They were taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where all succumbed to their injuries, including the 11-year-old girl. On Thursday, Kelly told reporters that she had moved out of the community in which she had lived for her life, based on fear that these individuals might come back in order to take her life. So the bloodshed continues in this community, and one have to wonder why people are so heartless and they are so cold. And most of these crimes that are being committed, they are not committed by individuals who are in their 40s, 50s. These crimes are being committed by young people, young individuals who could have turned their life in a positive path or in a positive direction. But most of them, they have turned to a life of crime, and they have turned to a life that they believe this is the only way out of the situation, which is very sad and unfortunate. So the police in Freeport, and this is the Freeport police in Montego Bay, St. James, they are the one probing the incident that led to the shooting of these individual twin brothers and an 11-year-old girl at their home in Irwin Heights, St. James on Wednesday, March the 9th. This is a story that has left an entire community in shock and in disbelief, based on the revelation that came out on Thursday morning as news spread of this heinous crime that was committed the night before on March the 9th, in which an 11-year-old girl, Peter Gale Cook, and her 2 brothers, Javon and Javon Stewart, were all taken out as they lay in bed. Now the grandmother was said to be at the house, and she was left unhurt, and it's just a mere fact that she was actually left, and one have to be thankful that her life was actually spared by these individuals. As the police carry out the investigation though, we are hoping that they do make a breakthrough in this case, and I hope that the family does find that level of strength and that level of hope to cope with what took place here, because this is going to be a very challenging time for them, and this is going to be one that will be forever etched on the minds and hearts of many, especially family members and also neighbors who would have heard the loud explosion that took place on that night. This is such a sad situation, and I hope that they do find the strength to cope. This is where I believe I'm going to leave this report though. Thanks for watching. This has been Links 007 TV. Let's talk. If it's the first time you're watching, please remember, do the golden rule. Subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell, and click on all so you're always updated with our latest report. Have a blessed and productive day from the Links TV family.